Hey, baby. I hope you're having a good day. It's Wednesday, but for me, it kind of feels like Friday because it's the last day of the work week. Thankfully, we've got a nice long Thanksgiving weekend. Um, Jacob was asking me today if I was going to be picking him up after school, and I said no. He was disappointed, and I said, but it's going to be a long weekend. You get 4 days this weekend. He was excited about that. And I said, you're going to have Thanksgiving with your mama tomorrow, and then I'm going to come get you the next day. And so he was in a pretty good mood when I dropped him off. Anyway, I guess y'all are getting started, or at least your mom's getting started on getting dishes prepped and planned. And I know you said she's pretty particular about having things done the right way. But anyway, I'm looking forward to getting to spend that time with you. And then, of course, we got the gym later today, so we'll go get our workout in. And I think I'll be okay. My elbow is still sore, but it's like, I don't know, maybe 40% of what it was. Like it was pretty inflamed and tender before, but hopefully I'll be able to get through a workout and it not be terrible. I'll tell you what I was studying last night, my little Bible study I was having. So I was reading a little bit about King David's story, and usually when I've read his story, it's been kind of focusing on, God's anointing and following God's plan. But last night I was focusing more on the waiting. Excuse me. Because, David was anointed, but then, of course, he just went back to tending sheep. And then he finally has a moment of glory after Goliath, but nothing really changes after that. He's known as the guy who slayed Goliath. Okay, then he's in King Saul's court, but he's a harp player. I think that's where he's playing the harp. Like when the bad spirit would come upon Saul, he'd play the harp or whatever it was and get him calmed back down. Which, I mean, he is closer to the throne, but still, that's not a very elevated position. So he's not rushing anything. He's trying to do everything he does with integrity and to always let the praise go back to God, which, of course, is why he keeps getting elevated in everyone's perception. But then Saul's after him, trying to kill him. He's on the run. He's living in caves, not having a good time. And he even has a chance he can kill Saul and speed this whole process up. No more waiting. Take him out. Now you're king, right? But he doesn't take it. He's trusting in God's plan. He didn't try to take a shortcut and get it his way. He waited for God's plan to get it the right way and to get the full blessing. But while he's waiting, because it was like, a 15-year wait? He used that time. He was praying, writing Psalms, spending time with God. He was building that relationship with God, that dependence on God. Because nothing makes you depend on God like hardships, right? While he was doing that, he learned survival skills. He learned fighting. He learned growing a group around him and leading those men. He learned a lot of leadership skills. What I was thinking of is like a time of waiting and just trying to be patient. Because he was faithful, God used that as a time of development. And that's something I've never really thought a lot about. When we're waiting on God's plan or God's promises, we're looking at our watch going, when is this going to happen? I want it now. God, how much longer do I have to wait? But because David was faithful and waited, he got developed into the man who made a good king instead of rushing it and being a mediocre king. So, to me, not that I have a lot of things I'm waiting on, but sometimes it's hard to be patient. You want things. And it's a good reminder for me, at least, to know that God is going to use that time to grow, develop, and mature me, and to use that time wisely and to be faithful during those times instead of just watching the clock going, when is this going to happen? Don't try to take shortcuts. Do it God's way. So, anyway, Not that I had a lot of time to study last night, because of course I had Jacob. But when we had downtime, I was scanning through and reading and thinking about it, and that spoke a lot to me. That was something I never really thought about it that way before. I don't know if I've ever heard a sermon that discussed that. But that was good for me. Anyway, I'm about to head into my last meeting for the day. We're going to have a little weekly sync where we just talk about the issues that have come up and how they affect everybody and what we're doing to get past them. It's not terribly long. It's like half an hour. And there's 4 of us that give updates, so I only have to talk for like 5 or 7 minutes. It's not that bad. But anyway, I'm super excited to see you, and I sure do love you. Bye.